Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Carrie. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining me today. I'm so excited to
I'm
talk to you for a little bit.
so happy to talk to you. Thank you for having me.
Um, I wanted to start with just a quick intro in case anybody's listening and they don't know who you are. Maybe that's
Yeah.
possible. So I'm with the lovely Bonnie Christine, who is an artist, surface designer, and educator. And what I want to talk about today is the education part. But I also just wanted to mention that, it's so much more than that to me. I mean, I really look at you as a leader in your industry and mentor to so many, and just a lovely person to talk to and learn from. And just we're really so inspiring. So I love to listen
Mhm.
to you talk about, big goals and dreams, and it really makes me feel like it's possible that I can do
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, talking about education and courses, I wanted to just start with a quick um, explanation of service design, which is what I want to talk to you about today, in case anyone is wondering, like, what the heck is that and what are we talking about? So could you
Yeah.
just give us a quick overview of surface pattern design?
Yes. I always actually love to start there because so many people, it's not everyday language. They've never heard of it before. And you probably have a similar moment, like the moment that you learn what it is, you're just like, oh my goodness. So, surface design is creating artwork for any surface. So, if those who are listening want to just pause and take a look around at all the things that have artwork on them. And so, surface design is kind of the biggest umbrella, and it's things like home decor and mugs and dinnerware and stationery and all these things. And then surface pattern design falls just underneath surface design, and it's specifically creating artwork in repeating patterns for things like wallpaper and fabric, ribbon, tape, tissue paper, gift wrap, all the things that require repeats. And so it is so much fun. It's deeply fulfilling work. It's very creative. And typically you can do it from anywhere you live and work to partner with brands and companies all over the world. So that's what it is, and it's so much fun.
Yes, that's such a nice description and explanation, because I remember that moment very well, like when I learned about surface design. I didn't go to school for art. I don't have an art background. I have a technical background and worked in finance and got married, and then was started a family, and was so fortunate to be able to stay home with my little ones. But I
Yeah.
started painting, just as that was just like a creative outlet for me, and started an Etsy shop and sold some paintings. And but I remember it was 2019, and my little one was just a little over a year, and I started to come out of that newborn fog, and just kind of itching to do more, and felt the limitations of selling paintings on Etsy,
Yeah.
and wanted to look. I started looking into digital artwork and decided I needed to learn Adobe Illustrator, which is how I found you. And it's funny how things work out, because there was an artist I was following, and I got an email. She had taken your course in 2018, and that's how I learned about immersion, but I had never heard of surface pattern design. I just wanted to learn
Right.
Adobe Illustrator.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and here we are now. I never looked back. I just opened up this whole world that I didn't even know was out there.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about immersion some more with you. But before that, quickly, you have a free workshop going on right now. Right.
Yeah.
Would you tell me a little, or tell us a little bit
Yeah.
more about that?
Yeah. I love teaching this workshop. We do it every year, kind of in celebration of the upcoming course, but it is truly just to serve our creatives who come join us and give them the opportunity to dip their toes into this breathtaking world of surface design. So we learn what it is. We learn what the whole journey would look like, from starting at the discovery phase, to working as a full-time, professional. There's a workbook that we go through that helps you kind of identify where you're at on that journey. Most people are kind of in the discovery stage, but we also have people who are much further along join the workshop too. And then we work to kind of map out what progress on this would look like and how you can map it out over the course of 12 months. And then everyone's favorite lesson is the last one, lesson number 4, which is about how to create income as an artist and add multiple streams of revenue. This year, the workshop is called Secrets to Success in Surface Pattern Design. And I'm sharing secrets along the way. We're playing a game. I'm giving away an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil with the game, which is so much fun. But yesterday we had a live where I shared 5 lies that we see. Like I see people believe all the time and they're not true. And so we kind of debunked some myths. I'll be sharing 5 common mistakes that new designers make and how we can avoid them, and also 5 secrets to industry success. Those are on the live sessions. So it's just been so much fun. We do Q&As and I hold nothing back. We talk about anything that the crowd wants to talk about, and the feedback has been really good. People are so excited to kind of enter in this corner of the world.
Yeah, I've been following along with the workshop too. I was listening to the live yesterday during my afternoon school pickup.
Yeah.
And I just had my earbud in and I was listening because I'm running around, and I listen to a lot of podcasts when I'm running or cleaning, cooking dinner or whatever. And I was just thinking, it kind of felt like I was listening to like this inspirational podcast. I was listening to you talk, and a lot of it's things that I've heard you say before, but it's still just like kind of gets me fired up every time I hear it. So yeah, I just want to encourage anybody, if they haven't signed up, if they're listening to this, it's something that you can just listen to while you're picking up kids from school or waiting in the car line or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just,
you don't.
I just really, what I love about it is just like also how, well, like you said, how genuine you are and sincere, and it really comes across in your Q&As. I mean, it's just I've really been enjoying it, even though I've listened before.
You've been around for a minute.
Yeah, for a couple minutes.
I love that. I mean, I really enjoy doing them.
You can tell it comes across. Speaking of being around for a little bit, I am excited to be on your support team again for Immersion. I did it last year and I'm so excited to do it again. It's so fun to kind of be behind the scenes a little bit and help students along the way. So speaking of Immersion, could you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, I'm going to take a sip of water.
Yeah, okay, I'll do the same. Cheers.
Cheers. I'm so thrilled to have you on the support team. So we, for those who are listening, we expand the support team during the course every year, specifically with alumni who have come through the course and excelled in the course, excelled after the course. And so I think it's so special that alumni come in to support new students, because you are intimately close with the student experience. You've been there, the feeling, the kind of the stumbling blocks. And it's just been a real honor to have you and see how you love on our students. They're going to be so lucky this year. So the immersion course is an immersive experience into the world of surface pattern design. It's an 8-week course. I teach it once a year. This is its 5th year and its 3rd edition. So the entire course is newly recorded, updated for 2022 Illustrator. And so we start at the very beginning. And so we learn Adobe Illustrator. Module 1 is Intro to Adobe Illustrator. So we literally start by opening the program and we learn the entire thing, specifically bent towards a workflow for surface design and illustration. Module 2 is Illustrator Mastery. So we kind of get everyone caught up and up to speed, and then we really start to create our own artwork in Illustrator. Of course, we teach all the different ways that you can get artwork into Illustrator, so sketching, photography, using drawing aids like an iPad Pro or Wacom tablet, all the things. Module 3 is Repeating Patterns Pro. And so we learn how to turn our artwork into seamlessly repeating patterns, which I think is the hooking point. It's like the thing that just I still love so much. Like the first time you see something put into seamless repeat is just, it's magic. Module 4 is collection creation. So I teach how to, once you learn how to do patterns, create collections of patterns that are based on theme and story. Module 5 is licensing your art. So now you have this body of work. What do we do with it? How do we license it? How do we partner with companies? And then module 6 is, I think, one thing that makes this course really unique is the last module, which is on creative entrepreneurship. A lot of times I think two people can have the same skill set and one's successful and one's not. And I think the difference is that mindset, some mindset stuff, and the entrepreneurial know-how. And so we weave those things into the course from the beginning to the end, so that we really don't just teach you how to create art, but we teach you how to make a business out of it if you want. Of course, we have plenty of people who want to learn out of curiosity and for fun. But my goal is that if anybody were to want to come out with an entire new career, that it would be possible.
Could you talk about that a little bit more too? I know that you have students coming in with varying degrees of experience, some graphic designers that are proficient in Adobe Illustrator, and then some people who have like never opened it before. But could you talk a little bit more about, like, if there's someone who's looking at this course and thinking, I don't want to be a fabric designer necessarily, or I don't want to pursue licensing my artwork. I think you used the term curious creative the other day, and I thought that was a great term. Could you talk a little bit more about that and like what someone could use their skills that they learn in immersion after the course, besides that one particular path?
Yeah. So before I kind of talk about it more, I'll share the Celebrate page. So we have a new page this year where we are highlighting stories of students, and there are over 300 stories on this page. But the big update is that we've made them searchable by attribute. So you can see what people are doing, what industry they work in. Did they quit their day job? Are they doing it as a hobby? Are they making six figures? Like all these different attributes. And so I think it's where they live, what country they live in, really a phenomenal way to just kind of grasp the possibility, because we do have students come in with all varying abilities, but also highly varying goals. So I look at the course really as a degree at a university. And so I teach at the highest level, meaning you can come through this and leave with, on your way to having a professional full-time career as a surface pattern designer, knowing that, goals will kind of trickle down from there. And so some people may just want to be able to open an Etsy shop with their skills, or do it for fun. Or we have, grandmothers who just want to turn their grandchildren's artwork into, repeating patterns and make pajamas out of them at Christmas time or whatever. So lots of varying goals, but we teach from kind of like the ultimate viewpoint. So, and then skill level, we have about 50% of students come in who have never opened the program. So we truly start at the basics and build on that. Then I would say another 25% have some experience. And these people usually sum it up as like, I know just enough to be dangerous, like they're working in the program. And then we have about 25% of people who have been working in the program on a daily basis for a decade or more. And it's all okay. I beg of my more advanced students to come through the course anyways. I just got this message from my team. I have to read it to you. um, from the live yesterday. Someone said, I'm a graphic designer and was fluent in Adobe Illustrator, but I took immersion and I was humbled. I learned so much more. And so I think the difference is that there is kind of a specific workflow and so many shortcuts and tools and tricks and tips in Illustrator that you may not know, even though you're familiar with the program. So we ask the advanced students to come through anyways, and they all have kind of like, I've never done it that way, or I've never seen that workflow.
Yeah, I've seen so many comments like that.
Yeah, I love it. It's just, yeah, it's a thrill to kind of be able to teach a more advanced student a new way to think about the program. And then of course, our new people, they just get the right workflow from the very beginning.
Well, and that was me. I remember before immersion, when I decided I wanted to learn Adobe Illustrator, getting the free, 7-day trial or whatever, and opening it up and I'm pretty good technically with computers, and just feeling lost. Like, I don't even know where to start. And so I really loved how you broke down. I mean, just from the very beginning, like, this is how I set up my workspace. And that is just, that was just so wonderful. Like, just such a great way to start. So that was,
it's robust. The program is robust. And, when I learned it, I just piecemealed everything together from every corner of the internet because there was no one teaching it. And I think, it just showed me how robust the program is and how many different perspectives you can take on it. But I think you probably agree, like, one of the things that happens is when you learn something like this program, it's such a boost in confidence.
Absolutely.
It's like, I can do this. And I always say, like, is it going to be hard? Yeah, you're going to have to put in the work. But at the same time, like, it's just a computer program. And so it cannot beat us, like, we can figure it out. And of course, I lay it all out to where it really does feel kind of like bite-sized pieces.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it definitely is a huge confidence booster. I designed our Christmas cards this year, and I wanted to have them printed somewhere locally, not online this year. And so I remember I called up a local printer and I was describing what I wanted, and how do I send you the file? I could email it, and I just remember the guy on the phone, when I told him, he asked what program I designed it in, and I said Adobe Illustrator. I could send you a PDF, and I just remember he was like, "Oh, thank goodness!" Like, oh wow, he sounded so impressed.
I know.
Maybe it was so good. I was so excited to say, like,
I know,
did it in Adobe Illustrator. I can send you.
It feels so good. We use the program to design wallpaper and fabric and things, but let's talk about what we also use it for. Christmas cards, business cards. I sign
helping my kids with homework projects, like all the time.
Instagram stories, or like Instagram posts, announcements of all kinds. I even sign legal documents in it. I'm just like, it feels so good to just be able to know something so well.
Yeah. Something you said a minute ago kind of leads me into my next question. When you started, you had to really piece your education together in Adobe Illustrator and how to create fabric. So my next question, and I don't mean for it to be a difficult question necessarily, but I feel like in my experience right now, I feel a little bombarded with advertisements for courses, not necessarily specifically on surface pattern design, but how to grow your email list and how to become a licensing artist. So I was just wondering I'm not asking you to compare your course to any other one specifically, but just more in general, what sets apart immersion from the rest?
We live in a information loaded world now. Hasn't always been that way. And so I think that it is, when I look at a program, number one, we've really lost the ability to focus as like a collective humanity. I feel like And so oftentimes people kind of will bounce around like popcorn kind of from one thing to the next. And so when I look at a course that I'm considering, I really consider my ability to do the course and commit to, really focusing, meaning I'm not going to do 2 or 3 courses at once or do one right after another, like really be able to focus on what it is I want to do. And that means that I'm going to have to really want to do it. And the other thing is that I look at reviews, basically, reviews, testimonials, stories from people who've been through the course, because you can listen to me all day, but you have to really see what it's made possible for other people, and then make your decision from there. And I think that that'll say everything you want to know. This year we do an alumni launch. And so this is, it's 5th year. So what we do is welcome alumni back to take the course if they want at a deep discount. So they get 75% off. And we had 25% of alumni come back and want to take the course. And I think that it is such a testament to the actual curriculum, but also the community. There is such an upsweep of energy, and they know that being in it will help them rise and get their questions answered and bottlenecks removed. And I think it's just a huge testament to how enjoyable the experience is, how fun it is to learn, and how how transformational it is to be surrounded by people who understand what you're doing and know how to support it.
Well, that exactly. I also wanted to add that just, I don't know about other courses necessarily, but comparing what you teach in immersion versus on Skillshare or something is that community. I just wanted
big
to
time.
add that too.
Yeah.
how valuable that is, for sure.
Yeah. I think one thing that makes, I don't think that I really meant to do this, but I've thought about what makes this course so beloved and so helpful for people to be able to make progress. And I think it's because of kind of the mindset piece. And we don't lead with it, we don't say like, come change your mindset.
Yeah.
But you come in and we infuse it kind of like, well, okay, so you can do this, but what does it take to show your artwork? What does it take to get comfortable being vulnerable and calling companies? And it's the mindset piece that will really strengthen your ability to show up in the world in a different way and build confidence and know how to build a business. And I think that it probably comes down to a lot of that.
Yeah, I agree. Yes. Oh, sorry, my iPad keeps
Don't be sorry. We'll have a ding and then it'll be like ding ding ding.
Yeah. I'm trying to make it stop. Thank you, Bonnie. I think we're kind of coming up at the end of our time for today. So thank you for answering my questions and just being so generous with your time and knowledge.
Oh, thank you so much. It's always such a joy to talk with you.
Thank you, Bonnie. All right. Well, I will let you go for now. And
we'll talk soon.
Talk soon. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.